बात बताकर जाएंगे। पीछे खड़ी इमारत की दास्तान सुनाकर जाएंगे। खड़ी इमारत सालों से लेकिन इसकी परवाह नहीं। आओ जागिर साथियों, निकल ना जाए हाथ से बात कहीं।
So today is the World Heritage Day, and with that, a very good morning and a warm welcome to all the participants who have joined here today. I'm Piyush Das, a conservation architect and faculty at EMARC Built Heritage Conservation Program at the School of Art and Architecture, Sushant University. I'm here to introduce the webinar, which is Making Heritage Matter, Action Through Learning, which is a platform where our graduated and current students will be bringing cases where the action through learning was attempted using various live and complex cases. Since 2017, the MR Built Heritage Conservation Program has been proactively working towards bringing live cases into the pedagogy, where we have tried to make a difference on the ground. When Step 12 was about to be demolished, we became activists to stop it. When given the opportunity to engage with school children, we tried to generate awareness about heritage in the locality. When a heritage building became abandoned and its precinct became a place for garbage dumping, we cleaned it and then did rangolis so that to get attention of various officials and who are now motivated enough to look after it. We have become knowledge partners to many and helped in the technical processes of varied conservation projects. We have been learning by doing. Today, our past out and current students will bring some of these examples. We have a lot to say, but due to the time constraint, we'll keep it short. So without further delay, I'm handing it over to Tejaswini, a 2020 graduate. Welcome, Tejaswini.
Thank you, Piyush sir. This is Tejaswini, a conservation architect and academician by profession. I am an alumni of Sushant School of Art and Architecture of MArc Built Heritage Program 2018-2020. So this is a student and alumni-led webinar where we will be presenting the various initiatives of MArc Built Heritage at Sushant School of Art and Architecture, Sushant University, engaging with live issues relating the built heritage of Gurgaon. May I please request all of you to kindly keep your mics on mute and cameras off to conserve bandwidth and also ensure a smooth experience. We welcome your comments or queries. So please type any questions that you might have in the chat box. We shall address them towards the end of the webinar. I would also like to take this moment to welcome our Dean Dr. Vibhuti Sachdev and all the faculty members here today, along with the participants and my colleagues. Now handing over to Samriti Singh and Manisha Jain, alumni of Sushant School of Art and Architecture, already having started their professional journey. They will be talking to us about the various initiatives Sushant School of Art and Architecture has been a part of, and they will also be speaking about the Kamansarai project. Over to you, Samriti and Manisha.
Thank you, Tejaswini. I would request Manisha to present the PPT. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Myself, Smriti Singh. I'm a conservation architect, and currently I'm working as an academician, and I'm a grateful alumni from Sushant University. I will be taking you towards the initiative which was taken in the studio, which was sustaining heritage, with the case of Kamansarai in 2019, and how that made the difference. So Kamansarai in Gurgaon is situated within the hustle and bustle of the heart of Gurgaon. And from the medieval times, the sarais and inns, they were built when journeys were done by feet or by bullock carts. So they used to take considerable time. So it was a resting place on the way. So people used to take break from their long journeys of trade. And Kamansarai was said to be undergone a lot of use changes as well, with change in time. So farmer used to take a break here, and they used to come here to sell their crops and grains in the market, which was present nearby. So Kamansarai has a significant historical value since it stood in the area for more than 100 years and has been an icon and landmark there. So it represents the architectural as well. So for that purpose, the project was conceptualized in various stages, like was done research, then establishing significance of Kamansarai was done, assessment of physical condition, use, services, management, and testing of material was also done in the studios. So eventually development of conservation actions and strategies were made, and details of individual cafe, exhibition area, and a park was also vendors and shopkeepers. They were taking interest in the conservation of Kamansarai as they feel the connection with the past from this historical precinct. So because there were a lot of schools around the precinct, so it's always better to start with younger generation. So therefore we celebrated 100 Watch Day on 18th January in a boys' school, which is present just in front of Kamansarai. an aeroplane was made out of a printed paper, which had a term defining heritage in every fold of it. So it's that whatever interventions are required by kids inside the Command Sarai. So they were very enthusiastic to propose a playground, exhibition area, etc. So initially, these children were not even aware that there was a sarai which is present in front of their school, and so that became something of value to them, and they started ideating. So we started that process of thinking in that generation of all story behind a structure and value embedded there. So for that purpose, we met the stakeholders also, like mayor and MCG commissioner. So initially, they were proposing a demolition of Kaman Sarai and making a multi-level parking there. So we tried really hard to change their narratives from saying that there's nothing left in the Sarai to actually saying that yes, it is heritage, and that was because of the difference we were able to make it.
Samriti,
So
sorry
now
to
this
interfere.
Nukkar Nat-
If you can switch off your video, I think the network will be better. Yeah. Yeah, continue. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. Okay. So we definitely met these stakeholders like mayor and MCG commissioner. So they were proposing the demolition of Kaman Sarai and making a multi-level parking there. So we tried really hard to change their narratives, and therefore they were able to find out that there's a value which is embedded at this particular project. Out that there was a news coverage and an interview was taken by the news reporters for the same thing which happened there. So these news clippings, these changes, these small achievements, and how these things made a change in a larger public domain. So there was a little buzz which we were able to create there. And now I would like to call Manisha Jain, who's currently working as a conservation architect empaneled with Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation.
Thank you, Samriti. So I would,
Manisha, please carry forward the presentation.
yeah. Thank you, Samriti. So yeah, we will proceed with the 100-day challenge only. In the girls' school, which is present in the proximity of Kaman Sarai, we organized a drawing and essay writing competition where we asked students to make whatever comes to their mind when we talk about heritage. So few of the girls made the sketch of Kaman Sarai as they associate with the structure. In the essay, also they were writing the sentiments connected to the structure getting damaged. So they were also in the perspective of looking at heritage which is present in the surrounding that was achieved by the students. To spread the word among other people, we decided to play Nukkar Natak in Lodi Garden on World Heritage Day. What was achieved from the same? So not only was the ICOMOS members are aware of the something like Kaman Sarai, but at the same time probably the school children wouldn't even know that Sarai is something. Even they started understanding the Sarai, and there was this excitement on their faces towards the new perspective of heritage. We could see that change. On 27th April, 100th day of 100 Day Challenge, we conducted a culmination day where we invited the mayor and students of the same girls' school. The event was supposed to be held in Kamansarai precincts, and to get that place ready for the event, we first get it cleaned and asked people to not park their vehicles for a day. Then we organized the Rangoli making competition, which was performed by the girls from the same girls' school, where we have the presence of mayor as well. We were at least able to spread that message out through various activities which were carried out. So now the mayor and MCG commissioner are also aware, and they are going to retain the Kamansarai part, which is a good outcome. Therefore, we were able to win some and lose some. And finally, we were able to get that across. While our vision for the proposal was to conserve the fabric of Sarai and intervene with the vocational center, book cafe, reading room, providing an exhibition area, and providing a playground. But the existing scenario is this: we were at least able to save the Kamansarai structure. So we were envisioning the space as a public area, more like a cultural space, and we would have wanted to integrate the parking also, but this is the reality, and at least some part has been retained by our efforts. Therefore, the message through Kamansarai work is that if we actually do these things, then we can make a difference. Kamansarai has again been taken up as a studio project, and now I would like Shivani to share the current scenario. Shivani, who graduated from bachelor degree in 2018 and currently a student of MR Built Heritage program in Sushant University. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you, Manisha. So now the present scenario of the Kamansarai is that with time there are more challenges to it, and as all you can see in the top left corner of the presentation, the first image is from 2019, and the rest are from 2021. With the seniors' effort, it was visible that with much dedication and enthusiasm, the place could become much more alive and habitable. But due to the neglect towards the heritage structure and exploitation of open land alongside, the significant built heritage is in despair, and thus it needs more attention and awareness and voices to speak for it. In the current studio, we are now looking forward to take it further and tackle those challenges and make a difference. So now I'll hand it over back to Tejaswini.
So, thank you, Manisha, Samriti, and Shivani, for giving the insights of to the studio project. Now, our next studio project of Masani Village, Raman will be explaining this.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am the student of fourth semester program MR Build Heritage. And then the first semester when we in 2019 in this program, so our the site is the Gurgaon. So with the first semester studio, the basic question of identification and understanding of build heritage had to be established. In the studio at the first semester level, we explored what is heritage. The site that we worked on was the precinct of Masani, that is the point of origin of the Gurgaon. So the first semester time we went to the site, it immediately feels very different from the other spaces which we have. This was a place that seemed to have a lot of secrets, hidden heritage and layers to be unfolded. The residents that we encountered all had their strong association with certain buildings. We came across some typologies like Havelis, which is a residence, and the Chopals, which is a community space area, which we were encouraged to experience by the residents also. We then started our journey of a heritage exploring into examination of Masani. Our focus was on mapping these interesting relationships. We achieved this by doing through some various stages of stakeholder mapping, the study of values by crossing examining them with the charters, which are internationally accepted and validated documents for valuing heritage. The ecological study of the surrounding include the contour mapping. We were also encouraged to use cutting-edge technology like the GIS to make this process easier for us. And in turn, ended up developing a new skills, which is always a fun learning, never stops in this case. Further, we understood that the place from a regional level zooming into the building level, where we also devised a format for the inventories of the building, which evolved after the identified some site visits and referring to the various standards listing formats such as INTAC. We initially thought that the making the inventory was a very technical process. Once we went to the site, we realized that the different dimensions it brought to us. This and how we saw and analyze the heritage around us. Things that we otherwise maybe not question and think that out to be not immediately. But we were very clear because we asked some right questions to the communities and the people who are living there. We realized how to map the tangible and intangible things. There was a lots of continuous to and fro in terms of site visits as we would alternate with the mapping. As it continuously evolving process, we might have had moments of uncertainty, but it was certainly reward in the end when we saw our findings. Also, during the study, we did community mapping and that came across the community of Kumar, another one of the layer of the precinct. We thought of the engaging with them. They are the one among the many communities who is a potter living and working in the Kumar Gali situated in the heart of the Gurgaon village. While the craft finds a special place in the life of the village residents, it is declined due to some various social issues like some economic reasons also. The only economic they have only the year around the Diwali's time, so they can sell their product at their specific time period in the year. The entire year they suffer from the lack of work and hence the art of pottery is dividing, which has something that found out our investigation into the precinct. We were able to create a connection with the potters by creating a heritage photo walk activities culminating at the Kumar Gali. We were able to identify the 5 sites where the participants working with the clay hands-on, listening to the various narratives and mapping it. We also saw their process actually. The bhatti you can see on the left side, for which they have segregated an open area, and this has been happening there for many years. All this was a part of action that we took through learning, not letting it remain confined to the classrooms. Moving toward the second semester, where we focus on sustainable heritage in terms of lost typologies of the Masani village. We focus on the typology of Haveli and Chopal, which belong to the specific community, as in case of Chopal, and they're also a well-recognized structure in the village, which we presented in our for research, also the previous webinars. Uh, Typologies are the lost typology, we can say, and we develop a vision and a proposal for sustaining them on the basis of detailed documentation and stakeholder consultations. During the second semester, equipped with the countless interactions with the stakeholder, we identified a gap. The residents were using traditional material such as lime to repair the structure, but were focused to move on to the new material like they do the plasters, and they have also the lack of access to the craftsmen who were able to adopt a working traditional methods. We conducted a 2-day workshop here, with the first day being a Sushant School of Architecture students, while the second day it's only for the residents who are there, where they can explain and about the process and how it will benefit for them. And they also have their queries, which we find them to very interesting, and they have new knowledge about how to use the lime and the traditional material. Also, the BH student team, without any hesitation, went from the house to house, delivering the brochures in Hindi to the stakeholders and inviting them to attend, listen, and interact with the craftsmen. And the questions were many, and the residents were extremely inquisitive. This is another important dimension of action through the learning, as even the micro level, we were able to spark the interest. These capacity building workshops were a result of our research and interaction with the local residents, who had expressed a great desire to further their knowledge of traditional material and techniques, as there were a lot of privately owned Havelis which were heritage structures that need to be immediate repair and maintenance at that point of time. Also, we interact with the local councillor, another important stakeholder, and formulated actionable proposals to revive livelihood with the existing connections of the community. For instance, in one of the proposals, we proposed a clean installation outside the most significant Haveli, Mehlwada, by the Kumar and the Kumar Gali, and to have the front of the part of its library and skill center for the youth to upgrade their skills, while the rear could be taken as adaptive reuse. With all these actionable steps, we were able to create a potential model to generate awareness and reach out to multiple stakeholders, and also have an opportunity to take it forward. We truly were able to action through these learnings. Yes, thank you, everyone. I came back to the Tejaswini.
So I would like to invite Shreya for the Sadar Bazaar Gurgaon project.
Yeah, thank you, Tejaswini. Hello, everyone, and happy World Heritage Day to all of you. I'm Shreya Rajwade, a second-year student of Emerge Built Heritage. After working in the field of architecture for almost 10 years and handling many live projects, in 2019, I have started my journey in the field of heritage with Sushan University. When we try to find out what is heritage, each one of us has our own definition that connects us through our life event. Some say heritage lies in tourist destination they visited. Some relate it with childhood memories, learning different arts, or even with celebrations of colorful festivals. These all events make the idea of heritage for us. Last 2 years, we learn how to analyze different values connected to our heritage, its importance, and different ways of sustaining it through various classroom activities, outdoor excursions, and seminars. Our learning was focused not only on theoretical approach towards heritage, but also encouraging us to engage activities beyond the classroom. To share such experiences and brief you more about the journey till date, I would like to take you all to one of our interesting studio project, which is nothing but the Sadar Bazaar of Gurgaon. This was an academic project done by master students in 2017 as a part of their semester one studio project. The semester mostly focuses on defining heritage. Sadar Bazaar is a market area or a commercial zone located in the vicinity of Old Gurgaon. Our seniors understood this crowded market site through various modes like regular site visit, photo video documentation, live interviews, and questionnaires. In addition to this, while going through supportive data such as understanding historical evolution, contextual study discussions with stakeholders, governments, regulations, they got to know the crux of the site. These are some photographs taken by our seniors 2017 batch, 2017-19 batch during the site visit that focus on build forms, people, and hustle bustle of street. The bazaar street is quite narrow and generally crowded. During site visits, students did live interviews of stakeholders like shopkeepers, residences, or even the frequent visitors to understand their relation with the bazaar, some oral histories and memories, or even the issues they are facing. This whole process of collecting and analyzing data received from various sources always helps us to interpret any site holistically. After visiting the site, students did further analysis by understanding connectivity, contextual significance, physical parameters in the form of various maps and documents. This data is further converted into graphical representation to simplify the site. They also prepare plans that highlight heritage buildings, important chalks, open spaces, religious buildings, etc. Activity mapping of street along with detailed study of each and every building, considering the aspects like occupancy, age, aesthetics, spatial planning was another exercise done by our seniors. They presented the whole street by creating a photo montage of either sides of Bazaar Street. A further study was on building level by documenting few prominent Havelis like Bhargava Havelis or Goyal's Havelis. This helps them to understand the detailed architecture features, ornamentation, spatial planning, building materials, and many more. They also understood major landmarks, nodes, and precincts around the Bazaar Street through plan sketches and site sections. The various layers of mapping help in defining values attached to these diverse aspects. Moving further, in July 2020, we got an opportunity to take this project as a live project when we were invited by the MCG Commissioner to work on the design conceptualization of Sadar Bazaar Street. It became a multidisciplinary project for our university when faculties and students from different departments work together. Project involves experts from built heritage, interior architecture, and School of Designing. Screen shows the general timeline of the project till now. Working for such an ongoing prestigious project was an enriching experience for me and for my colleagues as well. Our approach towards this project was through different lenses. We, as a Built Heritage student, studied and identified the current status of old heritage Havelis, few old eateries serving traditional food, religious buildings like Jama Masjid, temples, etc. Along with the students and faculties of interior architecture and School of Designing, we tried to create interesting interventions like street paving patterns incorporating traditional motifs, street furniture, translucent canopies, and important chalks, drinking water facilities incorporating the concept of traditional paos, and many more. We also consider the safety measures by providing adequate street lighting at signages, understood underground cables, fire hydrants, and regular intervals or even the bollards at specific location to make the street more user friendly and safe. Design interventions like trellis with plants at entry junctions gave a better sense of arrival. Overall, the whole experience of working in a multidisciplinary team and contributing in a live project was a good learning for all of us. This will definitely help us in our future professional career. After this, I'll hand over to Shivani again to understand the recent updates about the site. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you, Shreya. So recently, the studio work of MARC Built Heritage Beach Conservation of Batch 2017, School of Art and Architecture, Sushant University, on Sadar Bazaar, Gurgaon, was exhibited as a part of the pedestrianization trail held on 20th March 2021. The chosen spot for exhibiting the sheets was right next to one of the heritage properties documented in detail as part of the studio. I was able to witness that with change in time, the heritage property needs more care towards it. It was a proud moment for me as a current batch to see the exhibits on the urban scape, looking forward to take it further in my current studio while developing heritage walks and trials. Now, handing over to Tejaswini Rai and Minalini Singh, alumni and budding professionals, they'll be sharing with us insights on Jharsa, which was another interesting collaboration. Tejaswini, may I please request you to share your screen?
Thank you, Shivani. So our next project was in Jharsa. So the program EMA Built Heritage of Sushant School of Art and Architecture, Sushant University, adopts a participatory approach for the studios as well as for other subjects. This approach provides a wider lens to us, the students, to look beyond the four walls and get an exposure to the field work. As a part of this, SSA, in collaboration with Intact Gurugram chapter, signed a MOU for the project Conservation and Interpretation of Jean Etienne's tomb Jharsa on 18th October 2018. Sushant School of Art and Architecture agreed to be the knowledge partner for the project. The tomb is associated with the French soldier of Begum Samru, who ruled the Jharsa Bachapur region in the 19th century. The tomb is situated inside the Moyal Colony Park, which is maintained by the Moyal Resident Welfare Society. The surviving tomb is one of the built structures of the 19th century, which reflects the cultural identity of the Jharsa village during Begum Samru's reign. Hence, a significant built structure of the region. The project was flagged off by the Deputy Commissioner on 28 October 2018 in presence of the residents of Moyal Colony, members of Intact Gurugram chapter and Sushant School of Art and Architecture team. The event had various interesting discussions among the different stakeholders on the initiatives taken up by them for safeguarding heritage, and intriguing insights were provided by the residents of the Moyal colony on how they have been taking up maintenance of the tomb throughout its existence, which was also covered by Hindustan Times newspaper and later published in the same. A research methodology was developed by us as students and the whole team, which majorly involved secondary research, physical documentation, condition mapping, and conservation proposal. A study of the immediate physical and social context was also undertaken to establish issues and opportunities. We not only studied the immediate site but also to understand the setting of the tomb in a larger context. We tried and identified any other structures of historic significance in Jharsa village to enable time together with the tomb in question as a part of heritage walks. This study made us realize how important it is to understand the site holistically rather than just concentrating on the single built structure.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rinalini Singh, an alumni of Built Heritage. I'm currently working as a research assistant at Ashwarya Fitness Architects and a freelance conservation architect on a project at the American Embassy. And I'll be carrying forward this presentation. During the recce of Jharsa village, we were able to locate different built structures in the village and of different architectural typology. The structures that we identified were Kacheri, which was used as a meeting point during revolt of 1857 to discuss strategies, Lal Kuan, Chhatri, which is currently being used as a cowshed, and many other structures. Looking at the condition of all these structures made us all realize how heritage exists in people's everyday life and they still choose to neglect and ignore it. and how we as conservation professionals can try and fill these gaps by generating awareness among the people and not let these structures be lost with time. This live project was a mini exercise done apart from studio. We were a batch of seven girls, and none of us had any idea how the entire conservation process works. There were several new aspects we learned during this period, starting from photographic documentation to measure drawing and then condition assessment. The most challenging part of this whole process for us was documenting the uppermost portion of the tomb, that is the finial. Whatever pictures we had did not show us the intricate detailing on the finial. So, with zero knowledge on how to get better pictures, we decided to take help of the neighboring shop and asked for a ladder. Without thinking too much, climbed onto it and tried to click as clear pictures as we could. The next difficult task was to understand what is written on the plaque of the tomb. So one of us started tracing it using a paper and a pencil, and whatever we could decipher out of it was through this technique. These small incidents made us all aware that we need to be quick on thinking on site, and not everything can be taught through theory. A hands-on approach is equally important, and I'm glad that our teachers had faith in us and given us the freedom to explore rather than just spoon-feeding us on every step of the project. The major learning from this project that we all had is how to showcase the existing conditions of the built heritage on paper. I personally find condition assessment the most interesting part of the entire process, as we get to mark each and every layer of the structure in detail. During most of our site visits, we had discussions and interactions with the residents of the Mohial colony regarding their take on the tomb, during which we found the Mohial Welfare Association tried to repair the structure with whatever knowledge they had, which ultimately harmed the structure more. While their heart was in the right place, but due to the lack of awareness regarding the upkeep and maintenance of heritage structure, it led them to use broken tiles and cement to repair it. So the major issue here was the awareness on safeguarding the built heritage. So all of our proposal focused on improving that. We, the students, did all the site work and research for a span of 6 months with our studio exercises and prepared a report for the same, which was then recompiled and edited by our faculty. The entire process took around 2 years to complete from 2018 to 2020. A detailed project report was prepared by the faculty, which was then shared with Intact convener, Mr. Atul Dev sir, which was highly appreciated by all the Intact members. We all are so proud of the work that we prepared, and all the hard work was paid off when the report was applauded by the French embassy. And to show their appreciation of the work produced by us, they have proposed a small sum for the conservation of the tomb. This project helped in understanding how a built structure needs to be dealt in an urban setting, the technical know-how, and how much it is important for the involvement of various stakeholders for a project to succeed. The entire process helped us to know what steps needs to be taken for sustaining an unprotected built heritage. The knowledge gained from this live project then reflected back on the various studio projects, including the one which was showcased in this presentation, Kamansarai. At the end, I just want to say that we all are grateful for this amazing opportunity and to see one of our initiations to conserve and protect the structure actually take off in reality with such flying colors. Thank you, and over to Tejaswini.
Thank you, Mrinalini. This presentation concludes our initiatives on action through learning. I would also like to take this opportunity to mention that our Dean Dr. Vibhuti Sachdev has always been behind us as a guiding force and an inspiration to become change makers and to create real difference on ground. With this, may I please request Vibhuti ma'am for a few words to share her views and vision.
Thank you, Tejaswini, and thank you everyone for sharing your work. It's been a journey for some years now with the Built Heritage Group and with the heritage enthusiasts, which I think everybody should be a heritage enthusiast. It's been a journey which sometimes has left us introspecting as to what we should do in order to kind of make our net wider. And as you see, we have a very special program, Emerge Built Heritage, and I am so proud of each and every student who passes through the portals of our program and has, really made a mark in the society, already doing such interesting work. And it gives me great pride and satisfaction that, the kind of values that we have been nurturing within the program. And those are the values that are so visible in the graduates that, postgraduate students who pass out from MR's Built Heritage program. So, and some of these values are so, intrinsic and core to our culture. And this is what the identity of the program really is. And I'm really thankful and proud, and we shall continue our good work, whether in small or great numbers. That doesn't matter, because it's the quality that matters. And I have no doubt that, the quality is what we are producing. As far as the relationship with ICOMOS is concerned, we are also, we have a long-standing relationship. We are the only institute, the institute at the forefront who've been pushing for a student chapter. And we are now framing a student chapter with ICOMOS. And very soon, I think by next year, we will have that in place so that, an organization which has an international standing also has a very active and proactive student voice. That is very important for any institution and organization to kind of acknowledge the voice of the youth. The other thing that, Samriti said, it's better to start with the younger generation. Yes, it is always better to start young. And in a way, we do start young in our country. We do start young in our society, where we've, in the past lived with families that have, have spread from very senior generations to the very new ones. And that is what has been our cradle. But of course, of late, due to different modes of living, due to different, lifestyles, maybe the thread is weakened. And this is what also reflects in the way we nurture our heritage, because in our families also the thread with the past is weakened. So as I would say that, any change begins from home. So we as individuals must nurture that thread with our past in order to go to our future, which is, and it's like carrying the baton with us. And like you did the presentation, one student passed on the baton to the next one and to the next one. So we have to be seamless in our role that way, to kind of carry our past with us, because that is really our strength. That is really our identity and existence. It is for our survival. We must do that. It is very important. And I think also two things that come to mind where we need more strengthening, I feel, is follow-ups that we don't do with the community. And I, totally understand sometimes it's paucity of time, resources. We have so many other things that are happening. So to be on the ground all the time is sometimes not feasible, but we have to find ways in which the communication lines are always open. And after we've done the event, we don't forget it. And and so the community also thinks, these people have come for, one day, and then they will forget it, and then they will forget us. So that link has to somehow continue. And I feel that it is now more possible than ever before, because of the digital age, to maintain that link. Never before in our lives we've been so interconnected. I mean, look at us. We are all together. So it should be possible. Let's innovate and think of different ways in which that communication is always there with the site you have intervened. So they don't feel, ye humko use karne aa gayi. You know what I mean? So we have to maintain that bond. We have to water that plant of bond. We have to nurture it. Only then it'll bear fruit, because just sowing the seed is not enough. So I think with every site we go to, we have to nurture it like a child, and we shouldn't forget it. We shouldn't sort of leave it for it to grow, and and then go back and then say, ye to kuch hua hi nahi. So follow-ups are very, very important. Threads of communication and connections are very important. The other thing that is important is, all these sites that we visit, of course, they are fragile, and they are fragile in many ways. But mostly they are vulnerable because they don't have enough advocacy for themselves. So when it comes to policymakers, decision makers, there's nobody saying, this site has to be saved. So again, giving an example from our family, we always do this analogy that a building is like a human being. So when buildings are old, like people in our families, when they get old, we have to send them to hospital, but we also need an advocate from the family to be there. We can't just pack them off to the hospital and say, "Aap theek ho ke aa jao." It's not possible. So let's be advocates in whatever way for the sites and buildings that are fragile. They need us, they need our voices. These buildings need our voices. So wherever possible, whichever forum, whether it's at a dinner table at home or at a public forum where you're addressing the community, whatever scale, whatever, please be advocates for sites that need your voices. I think that's very important. The last thing I want to say is that we also have a very strong arm of modern heritage in Sushant, and we take that very seriously. We've been having a string of exhibitions in the past of modern architects who've made a major mark on our landscape and are very special, and we need to tell those modern stories as well. So modern heritage is also something that we do work on, and we will take that into full steam very soon again. So with those words, thank you so much for providing me an opportunity to again revisit all of the good work you're doing. And I'm just a phone call away, and whenever you need my support and effort, I'm always there for life. So thank you for including me.
Thank you. Thanks, Madhuri. So I think it's been really good to see all of you back, and I think we are really fortunate as a program to have this very, very connected group of students and alumni who are always, back at a moment's notice to be a part of any initiative that we are undertaking. So thank you so much, all of you. Now I would like to also thank Major Atul Dev for being part of this talk today. Webinar. Major Atul Dev, in fact, Mrinalini had presented the Charsa project, and you would have, in fact, she mentioned how the report was then taken forward by Intact Gurgaon. So Major Atul Dev is the convener of Intact Gurgaon chapter, and I would like to request him to share a couple of words here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Parul and Dr. Sachdev, and all the students and all those who are participating here. We have found an excellent knowledge partner in your school. I don't think I need to say more. That's all I need to say. Because when we started working together, by the way, I'm not an architect. I haven't the foggiest idea what I'm supposed to do to put two bricks together. And, when I was as Intact, maybe because I was more aggressive than others, I was made the convener. But that doesn't mean I have knowledge or experience, except, yes, perhaps keenness and a desire to get on with work. And when we were taking on the project of the Charsa tomb, that is the French major's tomb, it was a coincidence that we had one of your professors with us when I had gone to get the sanction from the district magistrate. And she offered, can our students be associated with it? I said, sure. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it meant in terms of what can they do for us and what can we do for them. But when I saw the project report prepared, Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry. When I saw that project report, it was a superb bit of work done by the school and the students. Really superb. Unfortunately, this COVID has come in and we've had a little bit of a delay in actual carrying out the project. The money is with us. Our people are ready. I've actually gone to the site more than once, and I've even told the local residents there, Boyal colony people, to kindly get on with the layout of the garden and so on, because that must be done before the monsoon comes in. Otherwise, we lose another year. And in the meanwhile, I'm getting a contract to start working with that. So much so, as far as this Jharsa tomb is concerned. The other project of which no mention is made today is actually prompted by, again, Parul ma'am, who actually, Parul ma'am is a very difficult person to handle. She doesn't let go. She just doesn't let go. And I'm sure all students will agree with me. Anyway, she prompted us to look after the Baoli in Badshahpur. I've been to the Baoli many times earlier, but lately I've been there a couple of times. I've photographed it again and again. Unfortunately, the Baoli has got filled up by the neighbor with a lot of malba. I've made a couple of complaints. I don't recall having sent a copy of my mail, or my mails rather, to you, Parul, but I will forward them to you, where I made strong complaints to the municipal commissioner. And he told us that, look, please go ahead. And if you remember 2 years ago, when they were trying to construct a road which would have covered this Baoli completely, and when your school, led by Parul ma'am and myself from the Intact side, and of course the media, got together, made a noise, and the road was diverted. To that extent that the Baoli was saved from the road. But unfortunately, the neighbors have not let it be. They have filled it up virtually completely with malba. And I told the municipal corporation, the malba must be removed before the students can come and carry out that project report. And also we must demarcate the edge of the property so that we know what is ours and what is theirs. So that is the second project we're working on. I'm very excited to see and learn from today's seminar and get together. You're working on a lot of interesting projects like the Kaman Sarai and Sadar Bazaar. Incidentally, Kaman Sarai was not just an ordinary transit camp or a transit hotel. It was at one stage an officer's mess. Kaman means the command. Command. It was the officer's mess in at one stage. And yes, of course, these are like little mini hotel, but there it was. It was built in the cantonment area, which was later on the civil lines area, and of course, there are very strange rumors about Begum Samru also having a bungalow there, which of course we have dispelled. They're no longer there. It was in Jharsa, and in Jharsa, the property has been demolished by the builders. I've done little research there, and that is it. I think I shouldn't take more time. Thank you very much, Parul ma'am, for inviting me. Thank you very much, Dr. Satdev, for honoring me. So very kind of you. And where is my friend Das? I can't see him. And, these very smart professors, when they have done their bit, they disappear, But he's done a good job. And in fact, today I've done something interesting today. Yeah, Piyush. Yeah. I've learned that this Google Meet is also a very good medium for carrying out these programs. Thank you very much for helping me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And I'll take the being difficult part as a compliment. So thanks for that. So thanks a lot for encouraging us. And I think if there are any questions, any queries, please you can tell us. You could speak up. Anybody wants to add something, you're welcome, because as Major Atul Dev also mentioned, that Google Meet is a good platform, and it's a very interactive platform which allows anybody and everybody as a part of the platform to actually speak up. It's not a one-sided platform. So we'll be happy to answer any questions. I would like to also mention that we are very active on the social media. And Ketki has raised her hand, so we'll ask her to take the mic. Just wanted to mention that we're very active on the social media, so you can follow us as Our Built Heritage on Facebook. We're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, and we're on Instagram also. So we'll be happy to have more participation from all the people who are part of this platform, and spread the word as well, because ultimately it's the heritage that we are trying to work towards. That is the most important agenda over here. So, Ketki, would you like to say something here?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy World Heritage Day. I'm so happy to be here right now. Being the first batch of Sushant University is really a very big achievement for me. And like Atul Dev sir said, it brought me back all the memories when he was speaking about Bachapur Bawdi. And it was such a beautiful experience. And I still, now I am in the profession and I am doing something in architecture and heritage, but I still miss that experience where, Parul ma'am used to take us every day. She used to say that, jao documentation karke aao, jao photo khicho, jao logo se baat karo. So I really miss that experience. And today when, somebody spoke about Sadar Bazaar, and somebody then spoke about Bachapur Bawdi ka thoda sa starting mein Tejaswini ne introduction diya tha. I was so I was so happy, that we actually made a change and we actually did something which we will remember forever. And I will remember as a heritage enthusiast कि मैंने किया है ये काम. मतलब मैं कहीं भी interview या कहीं भी मैं बात करती हूँ तो I proudly say that I have worked on this project, I have worked on it. कितना भी कुछ भी अभी हो, but I have done that. So I'm very proud to be a part of this university and I'm so happy to know you all people. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. I do not have any question.
Thank you, Ketki. So I think.
Can I say something, Parul?
Yes,
Should we, before we close, or sort of, I'll start getting emotional, which I will too. But we've had such great moments, we've had such scintillating moments. But let's also make a forward plan. We want a 100-day challenge again. When we don't have those challenges, we feel something is missing. So please identify a site or a monument or something that doesn't have to be a monument. It can be an intangible heritage as well. So, which is under threat, especially during COVID. COVID is threatening, of course, not just physical human beings. It's threatening our memories. It's threatening our culture, our society, and we are we are rapidly forgetting things. So let's identify something that should again tie us together. The other thing is that if the alumni maybe can arrange a Google Meet, as Saturday also has said, arrange a Google Meet which includes community members from the community. That would be a good thing to do. Have a diverse group: students, faculty, chaiwalas, and people who use the heritage, and people who live there, elderly people, young people, school children. Can we have a Google Meet of that kind of a slice of the community? That would be great too, and I would request the alumni to take the lead in that. Pick up people who are articulate, have things to say, can represent the community from all age groups, from diverse professions. That'll be really fantastic. Thank you.
I think, thanks, Vibhuti. So I think Professor Yogesh Gupta raised his hand. So would you like to come in and say a few words?
Yes, I'm Yogesh Gupta. Hello, I'm Yogesh Gupta. Very interesting seminar. All the best. Happy Heritage Day. All the best, Parul and Mr. Atul and Vibhuti and Mrinali. They have done very good work for the Gurgaon and lot of heritage sites in Gurgaon as compared to Jaipur also. It can be compared with the twin city with the Jaipur. It can make a heritage city with the twin city with the Jaipur pink city. All the best.
Thank you, sir. I think that's a big achievement in that case because typically we've always struggled with the idea of Gurgaon being just a place where all the malls are and where all these new apartments, fancy buildings are. So I think that's a great compliment to sort of be able to position Gurgaon as a place with so much heritage. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I think with this we'll close the session, I suppose, and I would like to again thank Professor Vibhuti Sachdev, Major Apudev, and Professor Suruchi Modi has raised a hand too. Yes, please, I would like to request you to come in.
Hello, Vibhuti ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, Suruchi, would you like to come in?
Yeah, sorry, Parul. So actually, I've been listening to this along with my daughter, and she's constantly been asking me that, Mama, what is heritage? And she wants to ask. I mean, of course, she's just a 6-year-old kid, and would anyone want to answer it for her?
I think that's lovely. Yeah. So who wants to answer?
I think some of your students can. I
Yeah,
mean, how do you explain a child?
like I mentioned in my like while explaining Sadar Bazaar, I'll mention that anything we do in our life, like festivals, crafts, anything can be a heritage. It's not just like our structures or monuments. So maybe what she's doing, what she's making some craft or some painting or something like that, that can be a part of art form or something like that, that can be a part of heritage. So it's not only related to history, maybe that can be a part.
Thank you.
Yes, Major Atul, wanted to add something.
I just wanted to add to the explanation that was given to Mrs. Modi, Suchi Modi. Heritage is something that is what was done by our ancestors or our generations before. It is not just buildings, it is your culture, it's your language, it's your food, it's your clothes, it's your music, it's your art. All this is part of your heritage. And this is what we identify in our families. This is what we identify within our community. This is what we identify in our villages. And you'll find, and I'm particularly very certain that you probably know that our Indian Army actually fights only because of the heritage of their own regiments and their own units and their own people who are fighting together. It's all a matter of heritage. Izzat ka sawal hai. So heritage is not just buildings. It's a whole gamut of things together telling us what our forefathers did and we would like to follow them. I think that should be explained to your 6-year-old daughter, Mrs. Modi.
Can I add, Myra, can I suggest something to you? So, hi, it's so nice to see you. So, Myra, you're a young girl just now. So, a lot of things that you've inherited, from your parents, from your society, from your country, from the world, have not been because of you. They were there before you came into this world. So, and all of the things that you've inherited is a mix of good and bad things. There are some bad things, there are some good things, there are some superb things. So you have to make a judgment with your parents and your grandparents of the things that are of core value to you, which you want to take forward. There are things we don't want to take forward, like how people treated women, for example, in the olden days. Maybe we don't want to take that forward. Not everything that is of our past is of value. So, Myra, I would like to know when we have this community meeting, and I hope you will join us. We've already got a participant, by the way. I'm talking to alumni. So she's going to be a big voice for us. So, Myra, you tell me, you make an assessment of your inheritance, of what you have from from the past before you were born, you make an assessment and tell us what are the good things and bad things, and what are things that you want to take forward with you. Will you do that for us? And probably Mummy will help you make a little presentation. Yeah, great. Looking forward to it.
Sounds perfect. So I think on that note, we'll wish everybody a very, very happy World Heritage Day again, and a very, very good Sunday also. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.